Hello, and today I want to talk about what straight lines are good for and what they're not good for. When I first started learning to draw, and to be honest, sometimes I feel like every day I feel like I'm learning to draw for the first time again. I did a lot of line practice, and I kind of did like, you know, plotted two dots. There's a dot here and a dot here, and you connect them. It's an exercise I learned from Drawbox, and I did a lot of that, and I still continue to do it every day. Um, as I get woken up for the day to do this, or more like around like late evening when I get back from work, um, and I start doing this, it's kind of like a good way to warm up. I feel like you always kind of atrophy a little bit because I feel like with anything you always atrophy if you don't do it every day. But it all does build into your muscle memory as you go. I mean, heck, I'm doing this with my shoulder completely. Not bragging. I mean, I could be a lot better with these lines. But if you look at all of my lines, there's a slight curvature to them. And I would say that's because I'm not a robot, and I'm not using any special tool to draw a straight line. So I'm gonna draw a line that I did, and I'm going to draw a straight line using the functionality of Paint Tool Psi. Okay, so wow, I probably could have made the line work line a bit straighter, but I would say it clearly looks like this was not hand drawn. I mean, that line, like this line looks like it was done by someone that has a shoulder, and this one clearly looks more robotic. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I think that straight lines are good for inorganic things that you will not see in nature. And some people may debate there. Some people may say straight lines are good for drawing bones and anatomy, but to be honest, every time I've looked at it and I've kind of picked something up to study, um, your bones are not you don't have any sharp corners on your bones. I mean, unless you grind it down, or you have a hip problem, or cartilage is ground down and you get a burr, but that's a rare case. Sorry, I don't like to go down that rabbit hole because there's exceptions to everything. But this is a scapula. Think of it like it's kind of located. It's like a bone on your back. You have two of them. They're kind of if you have kind of a low body fat amount, sometimes you could see it on the human body, but just know that this is a bone. I got this off Google. I think it was from a website called Fine Art something. But I just got it off Google. Please don't come after me for for every thing I don't have. But it's a scapula for all intensive purposes. And there's some. I mean, this may be a 3D model of a scapula. I'm not exactly sure if it was a exact scapula that they took off something. I don't even know if it's a. I don't even know what type of person or whatnot it could be from. I mean, there's always differences with age and all of that when it comes to bones. So they're always very small differences depending on the body. No two are alike, but they all grow in a very similar way. But the important thing is, when I was looking at this, certain parts this area, if you can see where my mouse cursor is here, there is an area that looks sharp, but I gotta be honest with you, there's no way that's sharp. I mean, because you have muscle on your body, and if it was sharp, it would be grinding it through and causing you a ton of pain, i.e., why some people need hip replacements. I believe that's why. because there becomes like a burr, so or like they need knee replacements or something like that. So sometimes in rare occasions it can happen, but naturally they're like curved lines. So I don't think that straight lines are beneficial for anatomy. I could be wrong here, but that's just my 2 cents. So I think, going back to the inorganic objects, I mean, we as humans made a lot of inorganic objects. I mean, granted, using material. So let me show you, going back to using the robotic line. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm on the wrong layer. I would say drawing a box. I mean, obviously, in this case, unlike the way I normally like to draw boxes, which is like without like doing it freehand. So like, you know, say Amazon, for example, right? If you are, I am gonna finish this box. I'm just putting on a jacket because it got cold. If you were like making something for industrial use, I would say that could be a good use case for something that's like an actual straight line, even though it does seem a bit robotic. But it has benefits to it. I mean, you know, we as humans love making stuff, and I think like I guess a good example would be like, you know, if you're like anyone that orders stuff off the internet, it's more often than not it's coming in a box. Sometimes it may come in a package, but I feel like more often than not it's coming in a box because it's convenient to use, convenient to ship it in. Wow, I really messed up this box. Oh well. I just see myself going wrong with this box in so many directions. I should have made like this area more. I should have made that area. It's just not converging right. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Should have been more like that. Yeah, sorry, you screw. Even when you're using straight lines, you screw up boxes sometimes. I probably made a bunch of other mistakes. I shouldn't dwell on it, but the purpose is for you to know that it's a box. And going down that rabbit hole, you know, certain things that could be made that are like for industrial use, like I think, you know, boxes, they could be stacked, of course. Usually put them in a square truck. More often than not, if you get something in the mail that's not in the box, it was probably in a box at one point in time. You know, because like sometimes they need other boxes to keep other things from like getting crushed or destroyed and like that. So it could be an efficient thing. And yeah, man, I screwed this box up so bad. I'm just not used to using this vector or raster vector connector tool. But, you know, I think there are benefits to doing stuff like that. Like, you may see some very isometric art. If you ever have been in like a museum, there are some artists who focus on geometrics and shapes like that, and they probably use tape or something like that to get those exact shapes. Could be beneficial for various things. Like, I'm actually looking in my room right now, and I'm seeing like my table. It has straight lines on it. My computer has a straight line on it. Tons of things have straight lines on it. I mean, some of it does have like curvature at the end, but the important point to understand is that lines could be useful for a ton of inorganic things. And I'm going to just try to draw a box without focusing, like without using that tool. I'm going to see how good I can get it. I would say if you're an industrial designer and you want to do all these sketches, that could be beneficial for that. But yeah, there's probably a bunch of other stuff it could be useful for. Measuring, sometimes in certain cases you have to have an extreme level of accuracy for communicating stuff to engineers. A lot of blueprints will have straight lines. Like, certain fields they would not try to freehand stuff. Like, I would think you would not want to. Like, maybe in initial sketches you could freehand stuff, but if it's like at the point at which human lives need to be taken care of and prevented, like accidental injury or death, then having a high level of accuracy would be required. So I don't think straight lines will be going away anytime soon. I would say in those cases you're probably better off using a ruler. Or if you can't and you do have to draw, you can use techniques that you learned in various courses and whatnot. I mean, heck, a lot of the times you'll see stuff automated by robots and whatnot for stuff like this. Books are square for stacking. I mean, I'm pretty sure you'll find a round book if you look hard enough, but more often than not, things that need to be stacked are square. There is a benefit to it, so think of stackable things. Not all stackable things, but a good amount of them. They probably square stuff has a good amount of durability. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. I'm not that type of engineer. I'm not like mechanical. I don't know. I don't know anything about load bearing or distributing weight properly to prevent fractures and rebar and stuff like that, and building bridges and critical infrastructure and all that stuff in a bag of chips. But yeah, I think straight lines have a lot of merit to them, but they may not always be as visually interesting as you may want for them to be. And in that event, I would say go for a straight line if you can. I'm sorry, go with a curved line if you can. I'm really tired. If I wasn't so damn tired, I'd probably be able to get this line. But I think my brain is cutting me off. I feel like I messed up this box again, but I'm committed at this point. I'm gonna finish it. Yeah, I screwed something up. I released another video recently about taking breaks and burnout, and I'm not burned out. I'm just tired. So when you're tired, you will make mistakes. Trust me. No matter how much you push it and you're tired, you will just screw up more and more and more. And no amount of coffee will help you. I mean, it may, but it won't be worth it in the end. Yeah, I screwed up this box 7 ways to Sunday. I'm gonna try that again. What did I do? I think I didn't converge that enough. I think that line should have been going up more. I think the convergence was too much. Crap, I hope I'm drawing to the right line. I did something wrong. But I would say at this point I am tired. So thank you for listening, and I hope I taught something worthwhile. Bye.